Good morning, sunshines. I am so glad you're here, y'all. I am so excited to bring you this project. This is a completely no-sew project bag. Now, everyone who crochets, y'all know what I'm talking about. We have projects. If you're anything like me, multiple projects. And while boxes are fine, they work, they're great, it's nice to have a good solid bag so that you can take your project on the go. It's nice to have project bags that are sturdy and will hold the entire project and everything you need, but also look pretty. Like, we want everything to look pretty. For this project, you're going to need 2 skeins of yarn. You can use the same color for the whole thing like I did on this one. I am using it. So you can use the same color, or you can split the colors and kind of make stripes. Yeah, I'm using this one too. Now the small one is about 6 inches deep. The big one is about almost 11 inches deep. The big one holds, in here I've got 3 skeins and a cape, and there's plenty of room. Like you can see, it's not super full, but there's plenty of room. And the bag, although it has a little bounce, the strap doesn't stretch. So I am super, super excited to get started. Now you're gonna need at least 5 stitch markers. We're gonna need those at the end of the bag when we start doing the bottom. You're also going to need a darning needle because you're going to want to weave in your ends. As much as I hate sewing in ends, it is a necessity. But you know me, I'm going to do everything that I can not to have to sew in so many ends. So you're going to need 1 to 2 colors. For this tutorial, I'm doing 2 colors, a darning needle, a 4.5mm hook, and your stitch markers. Now you can use any number 4 worsted weight yarn. It doesn't matter what kind it is. I've used Red Heart for one. This is Bernat Super Value, but you will need 2 skeins. You're not going to use all of the 2 skeins, but make sure you have plenty, right? So let's get a move on, shall we? Okay, so you want to start by chaining 16, and then you want to go into the 7th with a cluster. Now a cluster is 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets. Some might call that a fan, some might call that a double V. I'm calling it a cluster for the purposes of this bag, but it is 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so then you are going to skip 2 chains. So 1, 2, and in the 3rd, you're just going to put a double crochet. You're going to skip 2 again, and in the 3rd chain, another cluster. Now this is just the setup row. You're going to skip another 2, and in that very last chain, you're just going to put a double crochet in this chain. So that is the end of the first row on this side of the strap. So chain 3 and turn. Now in all subsequent rows, we're going to be working only in these chain spaces and around these double crochets. So in this chain space, you're going to put a double. No, you're going to put a cluster. My brain ain't right. Now you're going to do a back post double crochet around that double crochet from the row below. And then we're going to come right over here to this chain space and put another cluster. So this row, row 2, is actually the start of the row repeat for the entire bag until we get to the very bottom. So we are going to alternate this row and the next row. Now right here, just work around this and put a double crochet. You don't have to worry about working into the stitches, just work around it. And that is the end of row 2. Chain 3, and we're going to do the same thing in this chain space. Double crochet, chain, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets for the cluster. Now here you see we've got this back, we did a back post and it's sticking up front. So we're going to put a front post around that, move right on over to the next and put a cluster in that chain space. Ooh. And then like before, we just into this space and put a double crochet. Now by doing this, it's going to keep it less stretchy. We don't want the handle to be super stretchy. It can have a little bit of bounce, but we don't want it super stretchy. So we're going to repeat these 2 rows until we get to row 19. And then we do a back post. So it's front post or back post on one, front post on the next row. And then at the end of every row, we're going to just work into that turning chain space with a double crochet like that. Chain 3 and turn, and the next row is going to be a front post. So go ahead and work all the way through. I'm going to meet you at the end of row 19. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 19. Now row 19 is a front post row. We're going to go ahead and finish this one off. We're going to switch things up in row 20 just a little bit. So chain 3, flip it over, and we're going to begin it just the same as we have for the last 19 rows. We're going to cluster into this chain space. Here's where things get shaken up. So right here around this back post, you're going to go ahead and do a back post, double crochet, chain 1, and then back post around that same again. And then do your cluster in the next chain space. So we've pretty much just opened it up for another cluster set in the next row, in the next couple of rows. And then we're just going to double at the end, chain 3. For row 22, cluster. We're going to front post double crochet around the first post. Ooh, my yarn, I love it when it splits, not. And into this chain space, we're just going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into that space. And then we're going to front post double crochet around that one. And that puts us right back to the chain space where we can put a regular cluster. Chain 3 and turn. We're going to cluster in this space. Wow. Okay, that's wonderful. And then we're going to go ahead and back post around this post right here. We're going to skip this, move straight into the chain space with a cluster. Okay, so where we've had 2 clusters on each row, we now have 3 clusters on each row. And then you want to pick up the post on this side and do a back post on this as well. Put a cluster in this chain space, and then double crochet, chain 3, and we're just going to do the 3 clusters, making sure that we get all of those posts, and this is a front post row. So we're going to front post right here. Cluster in the next space. Front post here. Oh. And then cluster in the last space. Okay, so for round 24, which is the last row on this side of the strap, we're going to chain 3, turn, and put a cluster in each of the chain spaces, and back post around each of the posts from the row below. All right. So when, wow, I'm struggling. All right, once you get that last double crochet put right here, now you're going to chain 53. Do 1, 52, and 53. So right here, this is where we're going to need some of the stitch markers. So, because I'm going to cut this, but I absolutely do not want to tie it off. So I'm going to mark the 53rd stitch, but I'm also going to mark the loop, okay? I'm not going to pull it tight because it's going to mess up the chains. And then I'm going to leave a length and clip that off. So this is the end of the first side of the strap. Now on the second side, we're just going to let this be. On the second side, you want the post to be heading away from you and the starting to be on this side. We're going to work right into that very beginning of the chain. So there's a couple ways you can do this. I like to, because it's the very end, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch or slip knot. And into this third chain, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and work into the chain on this one. We're going to do a slip knot. We're going to chain 3. And then we're going to move right here where we did the cluster with a cluster. So on this side, we are starting on row 2. So we're not going to start over fresh. We're just starting from row 2. This is going to remain row 1, period. And because of that, we're going to do a back post double crochet around the post, a cluster, and for this side, again, we're going to go ahead and work into that chain space. Now that's only for this very first setup row. And then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do exactly like we did on the other side. The first 19 rows are going to be just like this, back and forth between the front post and the back post. This row is a front post row, and this is a back post row. Oh, no. Wow. So go ahead and repeat these all the way through. Did I skip a stitch? I did. Oh my gosh. I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so go ahead and, oh, I did it on that one too. I'm not gonna repeat that. It's fine. We're just gonna work into it. It's fine. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. There we go. So go ahead and repeat rows 2 and 3 all the way up through row 19. Now, when you get to 19, remember, we're going to be splitting these. So you can go ahead and go back if you need to. You know what? I'll just meet you at the end of row 19 on this side. Okay, so we are at the end of row 19. Row 20, just like the other side, this is where we're going to add in that extra. So just like before, we cluster in the first chain space. And then we back post right here, chain 1, and back post around that same post again. And then move over to the next space and do another cluster. End with a double crochet, chain 3, turn, cluster in the first chain space, pick up this first, do a front post double crochet. In this chain space, we want to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that space, and then we front post around the next. And then we're back to business with the cluster in the chain space. Ooh, come on, Marty. Sometimes I amaze myself. Chain 3 and turn. Now this is going to be our regular thing. So we're going to cluster in the first, chain 1. We're going to pick up this back post right there, move over to the next chain space and put another cluster. Pick up this and back post here. Okay. Chain 3. Cluster in each space. Front post around each of the 2 posts from the row below. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I want to point something out really quick. So you see I skipped another stitch. This is the second time I've done that. The good thing with this pattern is it's not going to alter it. Like if you look really close, you can see that it's missing, but once it gets completed, I don't even know where the other one was. It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. Okay, so we're going to do one more row. we're going to cluster in every space. And back post around each of the 2 back posts that we now have on this row. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to chain 53. So go ahead and do your chains. Go ahead and do your 53 chains. Do not clip it. And I will meet you so that we can get this bad boy going. Yay. Okay, so we finished, and I'm not going to clip this, but give yourself some length, because we're going to lay this out. It doesn't matter whether it's, you'll notice they're on one side, they're different, okay? Lay your strap out flat. The yarn or you can fold it in half if you'd like. That would make it easier. We're going to connect the non-working yarn first, making sure you don't twist it too much. We're going to connect right here. Let me see if I can get in a little bit more. Okay, we're going to connect right here. Now we are going to work into the space of this 3rd chain, okay? Not this one. We're not going to work into that one. We're going to work into that chain. And we're going to do a slip stitch to connect it, chain 1, and pull that through. So there you're set up. I just want to take a few moments and really thank my members, both on YouTube and on Ko-Fi, because you guys make everything I do so much more enjoyable. I just want to say thank you and give everybody a huge, huge shout out. So that is now connected. Now take the yarn that you are working with. You can flip this over. And we're going to do the same thing with this side. We're going to connect into that chain space right there. We're going to slip stitch. So we're going to slip stitch over into that next chain space. Okay? Chain 1 and do a cluster right here. My ring. Oh, right here is exactly like we did it in the first beginning. Now, this is where things get a little bit different. So, right here, instead of doing a double crochet right through here, we're going to do a back post double crochet around that, okay? Ooh. So we've got the back post double crochet. Now, we're going to skip 2 stitches. Okay, so we're going to skip 2 chains, and in this 3rd chain, we're going to put a cluster right here in this chain. Just like we did in row 1 of the strap. That's what we're going to do for the chains along the side. We're going to skip 2, and right here in the 3rd one, we're going to put a double crochet. And then we're just going to alternate all the way across. Skip 2 in the 3rd, put a cluster. Skip 2 and put a double crochet. So go ahead and work that all the way across. You're going to go all the way across here. Do your post stitch right here, because you'll have the cluster and then you'll have 2 chains left. You're going to skip those 2 chains. You're going to end up with 9 clusters along this chain. post right here, work these just like you would, post right here, and do your 9 along here, and I'm gonna meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so I've completed this one side, but I wanted to pop in. I know I told you I'd meet you after the end, but back post around the strap post, and then we're gonna move right over to the chain space on the strap side. Now I'm working over the yarn end, that way I don't have to sew in many ends. It's fine, we're fine. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that just like that. And we're going to continue with a back post. All right, so this is what we're gonna do all the way across. I just wanted to come and show you that you can, in fact, crochet over this end, because then you can just sew it. This is the inside of the bag. This outside with the post, that's the outside of the bag. So as long as your ends are on the inside of the bag, it'll be easy peasy lemon squeezy to get everything finished. So go ahead and finish the clusters on this side and along the chain. Again, you'll have a total of 9 of these clusters on each of the sides, and I will meet you right here at the beginning. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 1. We're gonna back post around that and slip stitch to this very first double crochet. Oh, come on, Marty. To bring that together. Now for row 2, and this is going to be the repeat row. So we're going to slip stitch over to the chain space. We're going to cluster in every single space. We're going to back post around every post, and we're going to back post around every one of the double crochets that we did in the last row on the chain side. From here on out, I'm going to call it the long side because they're not chains anymore. So that's just how we're going to work it. Back post around here. Oy. Look, I did it again. That's just great. Wow, just wow, just wow. And we're just gonna keep on going with a cluster in every chain space, chain 1 space. And then around these double crochets from on the chain side in between the clusters, we're going to back post around each of those as well. So we're going to do this all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of row 2. Okay, so we are here at the end of row 2. We're just going to do that last back post double crochet and then connect with a slip stitch here. Now, if you're using the same color, go ahead and keep going. You're just going to slip stitch over into this chain space. You're going to do this every row from now all the way through to row 21. But I wanted to show you how to change colors because I am doing 2 colors in this bag. You're just going to, right here after you slip stitch and connect the row, chain 1 and then pull that through. That's going to be the end of that. Use your next color. You can slip stitch. Add it right into here. Work over that end of that yarn right there. Chain one, and do your cluster. One. Oh, come on, Marty. Okay. Chain one, make sure you've got both of these, and then work your cluster. One. Working around both of those tails. And then we're going to do the same thing. Make sure that it's to the inside. Now remember, the inside does not have the post. So we're just going to move right on over. Now you can change colors on any row. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to change colors again. So from here, you just go all the way around, and we do the same thing at the end of every row. We're going to back post around this post and connect with a slip stitch to the first double crochet. So go ahead and do rows 3 through 21. That's going to be 19 rows. So go ahead and do the next 19 rows, and I will meet you at the end of row 21. We're almost done, y'all. We are almost done. Okay, so I am back at the end of row 21. We're going to connect with a slip stitch. Wow, Marty. I am really tripping. Okay, we're going to connect this row with a slip stitch. Now this row is going to be a little bit different because we are going to, right in this same stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet, half double in the next. In this chain space, we're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet in the next, or I should say the next two, and then we're going to do a back post double crochet around the post stitch. So that's how we're going to repeat it. We're going to 2 half double crochets, a single crochet in the chain space, 2 half double crochets, and then the front post, or I'm sorry, back post. And this is going to straighten off the bottom of the bag. Half double, back post. Okay, so that's what we're going to do all the way around. 2 half double crochets. Oh, hello. A single crochet, 2 half double crochets, and a back post, a back post double crochet. Okay, so as you can see, that does straighten it out quite a bit. So go ahead and finish up row 22, and I will meet you right back here. Okay, so we are at the bottom. That's all we have, only a few more rows to go. So at the end, you're going to go ahead and connect with a slip stitch. Now, we need to mark. Let me show you. I don't know if I can get, okay. So here's the strap. You're going to follow this edge strap all the way down. We just finished one, right? So we're going to mark that stitch. Now we're going to be working under these loops in the next round. So mark each of the front post stitches on each side. So we did this side. Now we need to follow this all the way down like this right here, and mark it with a stitch marker on all 4 edges. Okay, these are the stitches that we're going to skip in this next round. So we're going to chain 1, and around this post right here, we're going to go right back in where we just did and come up underneath the loops on the other side. We're not working around the post itself. We're just working under the posts in that chain, or in the 2 loops of the stitches. Go ahead and put in a single crochet. Mark that stitch because it does get hidden. So we're going to do that all the way around. We're going to front post, single crochet in every single stitch. Oh, come on. There we go. Every stitch around, except we're skipping the posts that we had marked. Oh boy, there we go. Now I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of tricky, not to go around the post, but to go just underneath the loops. But I promise you, it's gonna look nice when it's done. So it's definitely worth all of the, you know, fun. It's worth all the fun. There we go. In this row, you'll have 17 single crochets between each of the marked stitches, between each of the marked stitches on the short ends, the strap side, and you'll have 53 between each of, okay. So you see, this is the one we have marked. So don't forget, oh, I'm offside. Don't forget to get this one. This is the one we're skipping, but we still need to get the ones on each side. So we're not doing anything special here. We're just skipping over that. We're going to act like it doesn't exist and move right on over to the next one and single crochet right there. And we're going to do this all the way around, skipping each of the stitches that you have marked, and those marked stitches are your corners. So go ahead and finish up, and I will meet you right back here at the end of bottom row 1. Okay, so we're here at the end of row 1. We're going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet that we did. Now, starting in the same stitch and the next stitch as well, we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So you start just like you're going to do a double crochet and pull through, and then you stop. Yarn over again, go into the next stitch, do half of that, and so you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. That's a double crochet 2 together, and we're going to do that a lot in the next coming round. So from here, you just make 13 single crochets. So we've got our 13 stitches. Now we're going to do the double crochet 2 together again twice in every corner. So double crochet 2 together. That's 1. Double crochet 2 together again. Okay. So we're going to do these double crochet 2 together twice in every single corner. Every time, every corner, which is where we skipped the stitch. So for the long side, I can't get my yarn together. I'm tangled. So we're going to do 49 stitches along the long side till we get to this next corner. And then we're going to do a double crochet 2 together twice, 13 on the short side, double crochet 2 together twice, 49 again on the long side, and I will meet you right here as soon as I get done with the 49th. Well, I'll meet you over here because we're going to do another double crochet 2 together before we close this section off. So I will meet you right back here. Now just remember, we're not doing anything fancy. It's just 49 double crochet 2 together twice, 13 double crochet 2 together twice, 49 double crochet 2 together. I will meet you over here. Okay, so we are at the end of row 2. At this point, you should have 132 stitches. And you should have a double crochet 2 together in every single corner. To be honest, ooh, I didn't mean to hit that, I'm sorry. You can take these out. We don't need these anymore, and I don't know, they get in the way. Okay, so we've connected to the very first double crochet 2 together. We're going to chain 1. We're going to do that again. So we're going to double crochet 2 together in the first 2 stitches, starting with that very first one. Then we're going to do 9 double crochets. Seven, 8, and 9. Okay. So right here in this corner, this is the corner edge. We're going to do, you guys are going to be so happy with me. We're going to do double crochet 2 together, but we're going to do it 3 times. 3 times in every corner. So double crochet 2 together once, double crochet 2 together twice, double crochet 2 together 3 times. Now we're going to do that in every single corner. So along the long edges, you're going to have 45 stitches. Then you're going to do your double crochet 2 together 3 times, 9 stitches on the short ends with a double crochet 2 together 3 times, and then another 45 stitches. And then I will meet you right here to finish up with the last 2, because we already did a double crochet 2 together right here. So we just need the double crochet 2 together to finish up this end. I'm going to meet you right back here. Okay, so here we are. I've done my last 45 stitches, and I'm just going to double crochet 2 together twice more. Now with this, it's a little bit odd because part of this is going to be here, but right in this stitch where we slip stitched first, we're going to reach in and do the other half of that double crochet 2 together. And then we're just going to bring it closed right here. Slip stitch 1 over. And we're going to do the same thing. Double crochet 2 together. Now on this one, we're going to do 7 double crochet, and just like the last row, we're going to do double crochet 2 together 3 times. That's 2, 1 more. Okay. Now on the long side, we're going to do 41 double crochets down this long side, 3 double crochet 2 together right here at the corner. Again, then we're going to do 7 stitches, 3 double crochet 2 together here, and then 41. So 41 stitches on the long side, 7 stitches on the short side, and by the end of this next row you should have 108 stitches. Go ahead and do that, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I've just finished the last 2 just like we did in the last round. The last 2 double crochet 2 together. We're going to go ahead, slip stitch that closed, and just like the last couple of rounds, we're going to slip stitch over one, chain one, and do a double crochet two together. So this row is going to work exactly like the last, except the numbers obviously have changed. They're going down. So this row we're going to do 5 double crochet, 5, and then we'll do double crochet 2 together 3 times. 3. Okay, so the short or the long row is going to be 37. So it's 5 on the short ends right here and 37 on the long ends. So go ahead and do your 37 double crochet, your double crochet 2 together 3 times, 5 double crochet on the short, another another double crochet 2 together 3 times in this corner, and then 37 along this last edge. And I will meet you at the end where we will put another double crochet 2 together right here. So just remember, 37 along the long ends, 5 on the short end, and 37 on this, with double crochet 2 together 3 times in every corner. I will meet you right back at the beginning. Okay, so we're at the end of the row. We're going to slip stitch and do this the same way we did the other. We're just going to slip stitch into this next. Wait, make sure. Okay. Slip stitch over, chain 1. We're going to start again with the double crochet 2 together. Now for this one, there's only 1 double crochet right here. Then we're going to do double crochet 2 together 3 times. And then we're going to do 35 along the long end. Double crochet 2 together 3 times in each of the corners. But on these little short ends, even though it looks like it's more, you're only going to do 1 double crochet on the short end. So 35, then you do 3 double crochet 2 together, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochet 2 together, and another 35. And I will meet you back here at the end. Okay, so here we are at the end, and I have slip stitched into that very first double crochet 2 together. This one's going to be a little bit strange, so track with me. Go ahead and chain 1 right in this stitch. We're going to do a double crochet 3 together. 1, 2, 3. So you should have 4 on your hook. Pull those together, and now we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. And that's how we're going to do in the corners. There are no more short sides. They're gone. So here we're going to do 35 stitches across again. So, and then I will meet you, do your 35. I'm going to meet you down here at this end. We're almost done, y'all. Okay, so I've got my 35 stitches. Now in this corner, and I know it's going to be really packed, we're going to do a double crochet 2 together right here. Double crochet 3 together, and then double crochet 2 together. So it's going to be really cramped, but I promise it's going to make everything look fine. It's going to be good. So, double crochet 2 together, double crochet 3 together, 2, 3 together, and then double crochet 2 together. All right, perfect. So we're gonna do another 35 stitches and end this row with a double crochet 2 together right down here. Go ahead and do that. I will meet you right here. Okay, so I put my last double crochet 2 together. I'm going to slip stitch into the first, and that's going to end that row. Now this is our very last little bit. We're just going to seam it up. So slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1, and insert back into that same stitch. Now we're going to skip this double crochet 3 together, and we're going to go right into the next stitch. So we're skipping that 3 together, and we're going to have 2 stitches on our hook. Go ahead, yarn over and pull that through and complete that with a slip stitch, or I'm sorry, a single crochet. Now you're going to single crochet in every single stitch across, but you're going to single crochet through both sides. So make sure you pick up each of the stitches all the way across. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Y'all, we are almost done. Ooh, you're going to enjoy this bag. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you like it. All right, go ahead and finish this up, and I will meet you right here. Okay, I've got one more that I'm going to put in right here. Chain 1 and pull that close. We're going to go ahead and pull that through. Okay, so go ahead and sew in all of your ends. If you've changed colors, you probably, like I did, then you have ends to sew in. It's not going to be much because we did crochet over them as well, but go ahead and sew all your ends in, and then we can get started on the edging. Okay, here we are at the edging. Now you're going to start by putting in a slip knot. Now you have 9 of these clusters on each of the long sides. In the middle of the cluster in the long side, connect right here. Oh, hello. Connect right here, chain 1 and do a double crochet right there. You're going to do 2 double crochets in each chain space and a double crochet, a front post single crochet, wow, around each post. Okay, so a single crochet where this cluster is, 2 single crochets in each space, a front post single crochet around each post, and that's how we're going to work that all the way across. 1 in each cluster, 2 in each space, and a front post around each of the posts. Okay, so we're coming up on the strap. So go ahead and put your 2 single crochets right here in that chain space, and then we're going to skip. We're not going to work into this. We're going to skip to right here. So, and we're just going to put 2 single crochets in the each chain space along the edge. Now we're not going to work into these stitches only into the chain spaces, and we're going to put 2 single crochet in every space all the way around the strap. Now you're going to do that all the way through until you get over here at the other end of the strap. So then you're going to 2 single crochets right here in this, and then you're going to skip to this one and do your 2 single crochets, a single where the cluster is, 2 single crochets, front post, all the way back, and I will meet you right here at the beginning. Okay, so here we are at the end. Now, this very first single crochet here, what we're gonna do is clip this. Instead of slip stitching, we're going to thread our needle, go in through both of the loops right here. I don't know if you can see. Go through both of those loops and pull that through. Then you're going to come back into the stitch you just did, in between and only through the back loop, pull that through again. So you're going to pull that tight and then sew in your ends. Just like that. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side, right here. Connect to the center cluster on this side, just like we did before with the single crochet. Do 2 single crochets in each chain space and a front post single crochet around this double crochet here. And you're going to do that all the way across. You're going to do it exactly like we did the first side. I'm really excited. We're done. Look at how beautiful that turned out. Now I did kind of scrunch up the inside. This is the bottom. And as you can see, when we did those front post single crochets, it did put that nice little edge right here. So this bag, and I did measure it, it is between the edge posts on either side, it's 14.5 inches, and from the top to here is 11 inches. So it's really good size. You can hold a lot in this bag, even though it doesn't seem so big. I'm pretty shocked at how much it holds, really. And there's, like I said, there's bounds, but it doesn't stretch a lot. I am super excited for this bag. So do me a favor and in the comments, let me know how your bag turned out. Let me know if you tried this. And if you want the written pattern, it is in the description below. I have that ready for you because I know some people prefer video. Some people prefer the actual written pattern. So I got you. Anyway, I will see you next week. Bye now.